Well, that's super interesting. You just gave me the answer. So yeah, I mean ties to Chicago. I mean I've worked in many different states. I did impulse marketing sales, talking to 400 people a day. So it's what it is. And yes, I mean your blessings come in threes. I approach you very nicely. I offer you a wonderful deal to save you money. And then you either way a sale is made. You either sell me on why it's not a good deal, which it always is. I mean, if it's $20 in the store and I have four of them for that price, you'd be dumb not to pick up four of them like the lady next door. And nobody wants to be dumb. So anyway, yes, I can remember I was in a car wash and a gentleman walked up and he was like, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I would love to talk to you, sir. That's a nice hat you're wearing. Would you like to see what I have?" "Well, yeah, that's what I came over to talk to you about." And then he pulls out a badge, a detective's badge. I was like, "Oh, wonderful. You came to see my heads in a box." And he looked at me shocked. He looked at me shocked. He couldn't believe I said it. But you got to keep in mind, I'm the guy that went to the Gary, Indiana Police Department. I would have been the only 6'4" individual from the Caucasus Mountains in Gary, Indiana's police department parking lot with vibrating pigs spanking them as I walked through the parking lot going wee, 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 all the way home. So anyway, they love me. They love me. I go for shock value. Anyway, so I spoke to this detective about, you know, impulse marketing and how sins I had just had the police called on me a week prior in Valparaiso, Indiana. Orville Redenbacher's people did not like what I was doing in Valparaiso, Indiana. So police showed up. I explained to them that I was what I was doing. I told them I couldn't believe someone interested in popcorn would be worried about me saving people money. I mean, this guy sells discount popcorn. So the cops buy some things for their kids and they send me on my way. Anyway, as I'm explaining this to a detective with heads in a box, because it would be TVs locking up their heads in the television. he gets like four or five of them. I can't remember how many he got, but we stood there and talked for a little under an hour about sin and shit like that. I can't remember who was with me. I think Howard was with me. Anyway, fucking Howard was a hammerhead shark. Anyway, anyway. So that would be karma at its finest. And I mean, you just said something about being in Texas by the salt. Well, that's Grand Saline. That's not far from me. That's a big salt place. That's why it's called Grand Saline. That's where the salt mines are. And you had said something about droogs coming in the water. So you're not supposed to buy bottled water anyway. That's just not a really good idea. Your water should be in a glass. If you go to Facebook and look up Vortex Ice Art, it's one of the cooler pages. And they show their art. They show this really cool frozen vortex ice art, and it is. It's really cool. And most people are like, "Wow, how did they do that?" And then they walk away. Well, me, hell, I get on there and ask, "How the hell did you do that?" And they tell me we pray over the water before we freeze it, and then it makes these cool designs. So okay, that's cool. So I mean, you can bless anything. When you're taking a shower, you envision white light coming out. And when you're taking a spiritual bath, you just, imagine you're soaking in a big tub of white light full of salt. It neutralizes things. Anyway, it's like bathing in holy water with salt in it. Neutralizes the energy. Salt neutralizes energy. Anyway, kind of like sage neutralizes all of the energy. Palo Santo only removes the negative energy. Sage removes positive and negative. That's why you have to bless things when you sage. If not, then, I mean, it can go 50-50 either way. You can sage and be a negative person and fill your area with negative energy, or you can, dance around, bless the area. Anyway, so basically, what you're telling me is we have now escaped from the Matrix as the analyst. We have now escaped from the Matrix as the analyst. Now, this would be putting people in a pit. This would be putting people in a pit with a spirit baby. Now, the spirit baby, the spirit baby, would the spirit baby be in the box? Would that be the TV? The spirit of the television that tells lies your vision? Because that would be the devil of all lies. I mean, the television is the devil of all lies. It's the devil of all lies, the father of lies. So, if we're going to have AI, the Antichrist consciousness, be on a bunch of TVs, which would be the vehicle of bullshit, basically. It's the news, northeast, west, south vehicle of bullshit and lies. So the devil is the father of lies. So now that we have Antichrist consciousness inside TVs, which would be the devil's chariot, it's what carries all of the lies around in the box. That takes us to the movie Seven. That takes us out of Matrix, Matrix Resurrections. That would be the Antilist exiting from Capricorn Devil Energy, which would be Tiffany Amusement. That would be stepping out with the angels, and it is. I mean, Metatron is absolutely keeping track of everything, so that would be Dogma still. Now, we've already had been afflicted dropping airplanes out of the sky in front of the church due to bringing the truth of Christianity out through the Order of the Dragon, because we all know that the Order of the Dragon was the Crusades ran by Vlad the Impaler, or Dracula, which would lead to the twin flame journey based on the ancient story of Dracula in love. Enlightened being who took Romania to the ends of victory falls in love with whatever her name is, and she wouldn't do the work. She wouldn't do the work. She was amusement purposes only, I guess. And when she didn't do the work, when she did not do the work and she passed away, Vlad the Impaler smited the universe. Why? And became a vile, evil creature known as Dracula. And yes, fed off the blood of the innocent and energy and all of that stuff. So, yes, I see 1 o'clock. That would be claircognizant ability. Thank you for that. 100 claircognizant ability. So, angel number 100 is just what it is. Thank you for that notification. So, yes, you are very correct. Now, as far as off-planet pods, I don't know anything about that. I would say mental prisons are more like it. Now, the CIA does have information on stargates and the story of Adam and Eve. And basically, what they do is when you go to do the Google search and it pulls up the CIA.gov information, when you go to read it, they just print it funny. They give you the information, but they print it funny, so it messes with your eyes. Makes it hard to read. So the harder it is to read, the less you'll want to read the public information that they give you. Mind control shit. Now, you had talked about there being targets in Texas since childhood. Well, in third grade, I was in the target program in elementary school. And I mean, my biggest problem with stuff like that, being an INFJ, is we're known for carrying the load. And because people know that, they take advantage of it. So we're just going to flip that script. We're just going to flip that script and put them in the seven sins. And that would be the movie Seven. That would be the seven virtues or the seven seals of their fate. And it would be jealousy, gluttony, envy, greed. You know what they are. You know what they are. Go do your research. Anyway, yes, I mean, you have basically taken me, because it takes two to see. If two shall see, so shall it be. And when you bring in ties to Chicago and Texas and California and Virginia. Now, Virginia is where my uncle resides. My aunt and my uncle. My uncle was the geek squad for NASA. He was a computer programmer there. He retired, however. It's just what it is. Every time I think about them in their motorhome, I think of Meet the Fockers. Because he's really good. He's really good with a computer. He really. He's the geek squad for NASA, so that's what it is. He is also responsible for the project that preserved your Declaration of Independence. So, at the Smithsonian there in Washington. So, anyway, anyway, yeah, it's the ties that bind, and the ones that run deep are generally family. So, I mean, you've got NASA Geek Squad on one side of the country, and then right in the middle, you've got Fish and Wildlife. And, we all know that Pisces is just a dreamy free fish. Fish and wildlife. Fish and wildlife. Leo rising would be a Leo of all things inside of a fish. That's like a tigerfish. It's like a tigerfish, a rare tigerfish. So, it's just what it is. However, you're giving me the synchronicities of the movie Seven. So as we lock that in, that would be tenfold karma going back on him. So there's the sirens. There's the sirens. There goes the meat wagons. So the meat wagons will be, and it'd be like gluttony, like people nervous eating, things of that nature. Now, Dolores Cannon, I mean, her and Johnny Cannon started QHHT due to a subnobilistic who was a nervous eater. So that's fitting. That's fitting for Dolores's legacy. Quite fitting. Quite fitting. That'd be gluttony. And then I guess there's sloth and greed and envy and jealousy and what it is. So now, if let's see, who would Brad Pitt be? Who would Brad Pitt be? Would let's see, would that be like Ben Afflicted? Would that be Ben Afflicted? It's just what it is. Now I'm the one that sold the box to the detective with the TV in it, so that takes me out of Morgan Freeman's hair. That takes me out of Morgan Freeman's hair. He did. He had a nice hat. He thanked me for complimenting his hat. And he was a little short guy. He looked like George Jefferson. I think I told him that. I think I told him he looked like George Jefferson. Anyway, I get away with shit that other people just don't because I try to hug them and get in trouble. What the fuck? I swear it is. I'm not. Don't try to shake my hand. I'm a hugger. Anyway, so and I absorb more information off of you that way. So anyway, anyway, SpongeBob Scott Pants. It's a SunBob Scotch Pants. Scott Pants, not Scotch Pants. Scott Pants. I do have a Scotch Glow, but I don't drink no more. So I got the Scott Glow. It's a Scott Glow. It's not Scotch Glow. It's Scott Glow. Anyway, yeah, I would assume calling back this energy is definitely bending people's reality, and I can't do anything about that. It's my energy, and if it was unrequited or taken without my consent, I can't do anything about that. can't do anything about that. I mean, you can't keep planes in the sky, so let's not talk about me calling my energy back. Anyway, that would take us out of Matrix Resurrected. So the analyst would be resurrecting Trinity and Mr. Anderson back into the Matrix, and then that transports me over into seven. It's what it is. I mean, we're bending reality, so we're bending the karma. As an 888 karma Earth Angel, we're bending the karma out. We're building it. We're bending it out of Matrix Resurrection because I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out of that Matrix. I don't need to be in the draconian control Matrix. But I mean, that's basically what you're telling me is when you're bringing in droogs to Texas, and there's different cities that are targeted for deletion. Was you just ask the angels, the archangels, and the ascended masters if those who try to target human environments breaking the law of interference, how does the divine return those seven deadly intentions tenfold? And that's just what it would be. It would be, it'd be forcing people to heal, especially for human rights. They have the right to heal, absolutely. They have the right to heal. So whether it be, overeating, they're probably going to feel the energy of eating more, and they're going to have to get over it. They're just going to have to get over that overeating, and then the overindulgence. I mean, even when it comes to lettuce, if it comes to lettuce or the devil's lettuce, as long as you're not indulging over 51% of the time natural things. Your body's natural. It is the earth. So thin line. There's a thin line on 50-50. 51 would be overindulgence half the time. So that's what it is. Use your own judgment. Only you can judge you. However, yes, that would be the seven virtues sealing their fate. And it'd be the three fates because it'd be a positive. There's your blessings come in threes. Now you positively know what to do or not to do to exit the matrix. I could have told you or not told you, so that's a blessing either way. I'm not responsible for how people feel about love, light, and truth. And it's what it is. And I mean, I always want to be wrong. I always want to be wrong on my predictions, and that's definitely a blessing. I mean, if I'm right, it's a blessing for me. If I'm wrong, it's a blessing for you. Either way, it's a blessing. So it's just what it is. And yes, we will be doing some more strategic maneuvers because out of 16 different personality types that don't even know their strengths and their weaknesses, being possessed by these spirits of influence through their seven chakras in the energetic body system, it fits perfect. There's seven chakras, which would be survival, fertility, your power, your heart space, your throat chakra, your intuition, and your crown. And did we ever find out who did the crown work on the Earth Angel? Did we? I bet they've got some serious headaches. I bet their brains are falling down into their hearts like planes falling out of the sky. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. However, when you talk about your daemons, demons, and devas, and Egyptian cat gods of the underworld, it would be. I mean, if you have a Pisces sun atom, or an ATOM, a Pisces sun atom, which would basically be love, light, and truth, sunburn, and demons, because they're full of fear and hate and darkness and lies. So it's just what it is. Can't do anything about that. can't do anything about that. Call our energy back. Send it out tenfold to all who can use it. Positive brings positive. Positive plus positive equals positive. Positive plus a negative equals a change. Right? You're doing something negative. Someone gives you some positive influence. Hey, you can make a positive change. It equals positive. Whoop, whoop. However, when you give someone positive information that they see as negative, it triggers their demons. Then they go and do something negative and they get a negative result. That basically invokes tenfold negative karma, because the next 10 doors they go to try to open are just slam shut. It's just what it is. Nothing's working out for them. They're attracting it. They're in a negative feedback loop. They're in a negative feedback loop. So, we're going to get in the positive feedback loop. Now, I'm not sure what you talked about, people having difficulty with jaws and teeth and things of that nature. Now, me personally, yes, there was some substances and bad diet and all that shit, and making that change. However, in the book Soul Speak, which I spoke on in the last video by Julia Cannon, it was really interesting. If your feet are hurting, then it means you're not walking on your path. If you're having neck pain and shoulder pains, then it feels like you're carrying the world on your shoulders. If you're, let's see, what else? Built up anger causes a mutation of the cells. They're not happy little cells anymore. They're little mutated cancer cells. So, knowing that there are instant healing results available, they don't have anyone to blame but themselves. Now, those of us that are sheathed from karma at this point, from paying all of our karmic debt, and it would be, they sold their souls to the devil, regardless of what they believe and what they didn't. They did it of their own free will, and trying to sacrifice the earth angel to the devil. It's just what it is. Once you sign that contract, well, then it's signed. In my situation, I would, the only person who has sold their soul to me would be Jesus, and Jesus is free to go at any time. So it's just what it is. You have to do the work. I don't do the fine print situation. I build long-standing results. Once I get the voodoo out of the way, I just have to get the voodoo doo-doo guys out of the way, doing their voodoo doo-doo duty. Anyway, that's interesting. And yeah, we move forward at a pretty fast pace. We do. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what it is. As you say it, I'll confirm it, because it takes two to see. And when you say it first and I'm able to explain it, well, then chances are you almost had it, and I just helped you get it right. You almost had it, and I just helped you get it right. I just brought clarity to your confusion, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Y'all are excellent energy readers. You're doing a phenomenal job. Those who tried to prevent the awakening, it's a simple question. You just ask the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters. When others try to interfere, breaking the universal law of interference, how does the divine step in and put an end to that shit tenfold? Simple enough. Yeah, whether it be mental prisons or people getting escorted off the earth. It's what it is. And as shocking as these things may seem, it's like, I saw a comment in the reader's box that Ascended Masters, what? Well, the collective's not going to fall for that. Well, it's just it. There's only 2 Earth Angels in the collective that I've seen. And you can't expect somebody that is left or right-handed to fully understand the whole truth, because all truths are half truths, controlling the collective consciousness through the law of polarity. So unless they have a full understanding using both sides of their brain, they're going to have a half-wit concept of what's going on, and that's fine. That's fine. No one judges you for only being left or right-handed, using only half your brain. No one judges you for that. Only you can judge you for being a half-wit. So, that's what it is. And, I mean, when you hear a reader say it took a group to try to duplicate an individual's very unique energy signature, and then you see someone in the comments that goes, an ascended master, what do you mean by that? It means you got left behind. Someone ascended and you didn't. That's what that means. It means someone ascended and you did not. It means somebody did the impossible and you're still wandering around looking for possibilities. Simple enough. Namaste.